Shortly after the release of an audio recording this past Saturday morning of a conversation that allegedly included Clippers owner Donald Sterling, the NBA commenced an investigation which, among other things, included an interview of Mr. Sterling. That investigation is now complete. The central findings of the investigation are that the man whose voice is heard on the recording and on a second recording from the same conversation that was released on Sunday is Mr. Sterling, and that the hateful opinions voiced by that man are those of Mr. Sterling. The views expressed by Mr. Sterling are deeply offensive and harmful. That they came from an NBA owner only heightens the damage and my personal outrage. Sentiments of this kind are contrary to the principles of inclusion and respect that form the foundation of our diverse, multicultural, and multi-ethnic league. I am personally distraught that the views expressed by Mr. Sterling came from within an institution that has historically taken such a leadership role in matters of race relations and caused current and former players, coaches, fans, and partners of the NBA to question their very association with the league. To them, and pioneers of the game like Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, Sweetwater Clifton, the great Bill Russell, and particularly Magic Johnson, I apologize. Accordingly, effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA. Mr. Sterling may not attend any NBA games or practices. He may not be present at any Clippers facility, and he may not participate in any business or player personnel decisions involving the team. He will also be barred from attending NBA Board of Governors meetings or participating in any other league activity. I am also fining Mr. Sterling $2.5 million, the maximum amount allowed under the NBA Constitution. These funds will be donated to organizations dedicated to anti-discrimination and tolerance efforts that will be jointly selected by the NBA and its Players Association. As for Mr. Sterling's ownership interest in the Clippers, I will urge the Board of Governors to exercise its authority to force a sale of the team, and will do everything in my power to ensure that that happens.
Welcome to the charity strike. And now the guys who put the ooh back in. Hey, stop drooling while staring at my tits, you asshole. Trigger Mike and rebound.
First of all, I always carry a napkin because who wants to drool?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome in the charity strike, everybody. Pretty soon, it'll be the charity stroke. Sure, why not? Charity strike, best / worst sports show ever. I'm Greg Dunn Jones, sitting with me in this very echoey room. It's Trigger Mike. That is right.
The echoes of the pew-pews.
Yeah. Puke goes. Anyways, you heard the part of the press conference Adam Silver had the other day regarding the whole Donald Sterling situation and how he hates black people.
Oh, yeah, just a little.
Yeah, but we'll get into that momentarily because even more important, we have breaking news. I'm going to hit the breaking news music.
I'm so excited. And I just
That's not the music. It is today, people. Me too. Breaking fucking news.
Fucking news.
Breaking fucking news.
Had to put the emphasis on the fucking, huh?
I always do. Good news, everybody. Mike D'Antoni,
Who?
former head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
I don't recognize that name.
Exactly, because he has just stepped down minutes before hitting the web waves with you glorious, glorious fans who received the update over the wire, because we still use the wire.
Yeah.
That's what news things do.
We are the only ones now.
Apparently, the Lakers declined to pick up his fourth-year option, which would not be this season, but the following season. And he didn't like that, so he resigned.
Good. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. He's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
You're excited, correct?
I'm very excited.
Now-
I just can't hide it.
Now, big question is, who's the next coach of the LA Lakers?
Start the new hashtag hire Carl.
Oh, you mean formerly reigning coach of the year who got fired as coach of the year?
Right.
George Karl.
George Carl.
Oh, that guy.
I mean, I still would be happy with Byron Scott.
Yeah, Hollins.
I'd be okay with Hollins.
Okay, only.
Well, I mean, I like Hollins.
Okay.
I like the other two ahead of Hollins.
Yeah, of course.
He may be cheaper,
You're
though.
partial to Shaw because he's a Lakers great. Well,
I said
semi-great. Oh, Scott. Sorry, Scott.
Brian
I thought you
Shaw
said-
has a job.
Brian Shaw does have a job. He's in what,
So-
Orlando's? No,
Denver.
Denver's coach. That's He's having
is-
problems.
this is a
there.
sports show.
He's having problems there, though.
He is, so he may not be long for that
He
job.
might be a
so maybe they
Lakers
can work
coach.
something out. But they would never bring him in because he's a Phil Jackson guy.
Yeah.
And apparently
Forget
that's
the
against
triangle is their motto.
right. That's against Laker rules, having anybody related to Phil Jackson
Mm-hmm.
and his regime. But George Karl, people, one of the best coaches ever.
Oh, definitely.
Just saying, he needs a
The
job.
best ever to never win a title, that's for sure.
Yeah,
And that's why he got fired.
yeah. So maybe he needs a chance to win a title in LA.
Yeah. Healthy Kobe with George Karl.
I mean, his last year in Denver, he did some pretty decent things with a real shit team.
Yeah, he didn't have Melo.
No, God no. He had
had a bunch of-
Bargnani, who was hurt half the
He had
time.
a bunch of 6 men on the floor.
At best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did
So
a good
hashtag hire Carl
That's
or whoever
nice.
you'd like to see. Let us know who you'd like to see the Lakers hire. as
Yes,
their new coach.
please.
Please, that would be awesome.
Go on to the Facebooker page or the Twitter. The Twitter,
Thanks,
as Jericho would say.
Yes, which is at the Charity Strike or Facebook.com/the Charity Strike. I could not continue rightfully without talking about that first. That's the biggest news that we're going to hear all day.
It's the most important, right?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely most important.
To all species and mankind.
All races.
Yeah.
Doesn't we're not hating on a race here like Donald Sterling. We're hating on a coach. In fact, he's
That's
white.
right.
So
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what color he is. We
Exactly.
hate him equally.
I do.
All the same.
I don't care what color he is. He's just an asshole. Anyways, let's get into the rest of basketball.
Love basketball. You love basketball. Then say yeah. Yeah. I love basketball.
Well, the playoffs are upon us still. Some surprising outcomes have taken place in the playoffs.
Really surprising.
Yes, my iPad would respond.
The
That'd be great.
Wizards winning the series 4-1 over the Bulls.
Yeah, who saw
Tom
that coming?
Thibodeau's Bulls.
Another great coach, but he still at this point has a job.
I think they just ran out of fuel. Joe
guess
Kim Noah
so.
probably got tired finally. He's like, I can't,
You can't blame
do
the
it all
guy. Yeah, I know.
forever, guys.
You can't blame the guy for getting tired. He kind of carries the team.
Yeah, literally.
No D Rose, no Lau Deng.
Yeah. See, that was the dumbest move, getting rid of Dwal Dang.
It really was. No surprise the fact that Miami has clinched their spot
Yeah,
to move
sweep.
on to the second round. Yeah.
It's the only unsurprising thing in the playoffs. How about the Grizzlies going up 3-2 last night against the Clips?
What a finish. Another overtime.
Yeah.
Another.
Westbrook put it in overtime with a nice steal, but then Ibaka was just a tenth of a second too slow with that tip in. Otherwise, they would have won that game.
No one ever wants a slow tip.
But we must mention, Kevin Durant missed a clutch free throw, and this guy shoots free throws very well.
It's very surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, of all people to
But
miss.
they did
But they
stop
iced
him.
the shooter.
Yeah, they iced
What
him.
the hell was that about?
I don't know.
I still couldn't figure out what Joey Crawford was so mad about. He, if you guys didn't watch the end of the game, KD had a chance to tie it up, right? Tie it up.
Yes,
Yeah,
the game.
with 2 free throws. Made one. They had passed him the ball. He was just getting into motion to shoot number 2. And Joey Crawford, the biggest asshole of all referees, comes running out down the key, waving his hand, whoa, no, grabs the ball out of Katie's hand, runs over to the scorer's table, and starts screaming at them.
I think one of the boards hanging around the arena wasn't working properly or something like
Yeah,
that.
there's something about
Something
like
stupid.
He kept saying like put up the foul, like maybe they hadn't put up a team foul or hadn't.
Yeah,
put up the
something like
personal.
that.
You iced the shooter at that point.
Yeah.
I think they should blame it on Joey Crawford.
He should.
Duncan would have.
Let's see if Durant goes the route of Duncan and bans him from ever doing a playoff game for them again.
I don't think he will, but I wish he would.
Yeah, Durant's kind of above that.
Yeah.
He's not a little bitch. Like as good as Tim Duncan is, he's kind of a little bitch.
Oh, Duncan?
A giant bitch. I
Yeah,
should say.
he's a very tall bitch.
He's like Dwight Howard with all-around talent. Mm-hmm. Who actually puts it to use.
Not quite the asshole that Dwight Howard is.
He puts his talents to use, unlike Dwight Howard.
Exactly. He's a bitch, not a pussy.
Dwight Howard bitches and then turns into a bitch on the court.
Exactly.
Duncan does the opposite.
Yes. So at this point, real quickly, because you guys may have Googled this already, San Antonio was up 3-2 over Dallas. Portland killing Houston 3-1. The Clippers took a lead last night. They're 3-2 over Golden State. And like we said, OKC down 1 to Memphis. Atlanta up 3-2 over Indiana. Who saw that coming?
Atlanta, maybe, but that's about it.
That is all. And Chicago has gone down to Washington, as we said. Brooklyn, Toronto, 2-2. Actually, that's not accurate. It's
3-2 now.
It just happened. They're
Raptors
now
won by 2
3-2.
points tonight.
Yeah, Toronto up 1, and then, like we said, Miami swept Charlotte. I almost called them Carolina.
Carolina Bobcats.
Oh, dear.
But right now, Rockets hold a 15-point lead in the second quarter over the Trailblazers. So they're trying to get closer to evening that series.
I hope Portland takes it. Go Portland.
Oh, yeah. Aldridge.
Yeah.
Taking over.
I like Aldridge. Did you hear what Toronto handed out to their fans?
Fossils?
Nah.
That'd be cool, right?
That would be fun.
You throw that on the court. That hurts somebody.
We know, like OKC always hands out shirts to their fans to wear.
Yes.
Well,
The white shirts.
did you hear about Drake being at the game the other day? Drake was sitting courtside at the Toronto-Brooklyn game the other day, and he kept using a lint roller, just nonstop, rolling himself to get whatever lint was on. I don't know how much lint these players
He's
are
in the
throwing
basketball arena especially.
Right. So today the Raptors handed out personalized Raptor lint rollers to all their fans. They had the Raptors logo. I'll put
They had those put together that quickly?
It's pretty good. It's been a few days, but
that lint roller company came to the Raptors, I'm sure, and were like, let us do this.
Oh yeah, it has the company's name on it. Like
they're
clearly,
smart.
Yeah, so I'll put up a picture after the show at the Charity Strikes Facebook and Twitter. Twitter. It's a mix between us and Jericho.
yeah.
Twitter. Paul George, his house was burglarized during Game 5.
Was it gotta lock again? I'm gotta unlock this door.
Yeah, they took some All-Star rings and other things. The other thing that's funny about Paul George, man, it's so echoing
The
here.
double
It's killing myself.
first name.
That, and did you hear when he started complaining the other night after a bad call, or what he thought was a bad call, and the fans got on him?
No.
All right, so this audio clip picks up right before he gets called for a travel. And just know that after the whistle blows, he starts complaining, and then you're going to hear a fan giving him the business.
7 on the timer. George makes his move. Traveling. The call on Paul George. That is turnover number 6 for Indiana.
I guess you're ready to go home in the first round.
Hawks are shooting 66% overall.
Supposed to be an all-star. Stop playing ball. Stop traveling.
21-point lead.
We trying to go home. We're traveling. Stop traveling.
Trying to go home first round to Atlanta. They're supposed to be an all-star. Stop traveling. I thought that was fantastic.
So good.
That was really good.
Oh, man.
Hey, he was right, though.
It's true.
Stop traveling.
Sounds like Indiana fans aren't very happy right now.
No, I think they're about to get in some sort of crowd fight. I guess that was not Indiana. That was Detroit fans.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Whoops.
The wrong guy threw a cup.
Yeah. Jamal Crawford is supposed to be named Sixth Man of the Year. Apparently, he's supposed to be named during the last game on Sunday.
We must preface, he's not related to Joey Crawford.
Well, if
Donald
he is,
Sterling would tell us they're not
I would say
related.
if he is, we'd have some questions. But
Both bald, though. That is relation, right?
There you go. But apparently they were supposed to do it on Sunday, and they decided not to amidst all the shit that was going on. So they held off the ceremony. So not quite sure when they're going to give him his award. But
Not quite sixth man yet.
yeah, it's a major award.
Yeah, he deserves it. too.
Fragile.
Any one of those Clippers could have been sixth man, right? They've got a deep bench, so
Yeah, it's kind of the starting 5 plus the other 6s.
yeah. Had they picked up,
Ooh,
yep,
that guy.
forget his name.
Team.
He used to play for Pacers. Granger.
Oh.
Had Granger joined the team beginning of the season, I'm sure he could have been sixth man of the year.
I was going to say, he is on the team. What are you talking about?
But the beginning of the season.
Gotcha. Steve Kerr and Phil Jackson met the other night over potential coaching of the Knicks. They had dinner together. It's cute. They held hands.
Do you think Donald Sterling has a hand in what's going on in New York? You're going from a black guy to one of the whitest guys there is.
I know. The only thing more whiter than that would have been, oh, fuck. God damn it. Utah. Malone's buddy.
Yeah, John Stockton.
Thank you.
With his
I kept wanting to call him
thigh highs.
Yeah, I kept wanting to call him Hornacek, which is equally white.
He is pretty white, yeah.
But Stockton, thank you. Yeah, so they're I hate that. Why do I keep doing that? It's this beer. It's very tart.
It is. You know you're a white guy when you don't ever leave the 3-point line, and that's Steve Kerr.
Right, because he's not fast enough to make it all the way down the court.
That's right.
Makes sense. I was going to report that the D'Antoni wanted the Lakers pick up a fourth option, but no need.
They didn't, and now he's gone.
Yeah, problem solved for us.
He didn't pick up the third.
No, he did us a favor.
So, hey, where do you think he's going to go? I think he should go to the college level.
That's how I feel.
His running offense will fit there.
His running off, his going off.
His going offense.
Yeah, sure. Go run in college and do a little while you're at
I
it.
think he'll be a little bit appreciated down there.
No, only at Marshall.
Because he's a joke as a pro now.
Yeah, why don't you just go to Phoenix?
No, I like Hornacek with this young
See,
team.
even you won't take him back.
Only because I like Hornacek.
If Hornacek quit tomorrow, would you take D'Antoni back?
Maybe. He
Really?
did do well in Phoenix.
But why
can't
did he
complain?
Why did he do well in Phoenix?
Because of Steve Nash.
Oh.
2-time MVP. Kobe can't even say that.
Mm-hmm.
All-stars don't count.
Okay.
All-stars don't
Rings do.
count. Shh. You
Oh, that's
shut
right.
your mouth.
This
This is Phoenix. Everybody's cursed there.
my
No
mouth
matter
is
how good you
my
are.
mouth is running.
As
Bitch.
Barkley, one of the great players of all time, couldn't ring a fucking ring in Phoenix.
No, it's impossible.
KJ, future Hall of Famer,
Never
couldn't win one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go back to mayoring.
He did a good job with the player union
I
this
guess
weekend.
so. Former Warriors assistant Darren Ehrman fired over recordings. Apparently, he was a assistant coach for the Warriors. He's been recording just every conversation he can, whether it's player-coaches, player-player, coach-coach, whatever. He like leave his phone behind in these meetings just to record it.
Record everything. They can't say he was doing it for management, his own cause, giving it to someone. They still don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very strange.
And I remember when it happened, Mark Jackson wasn't mad at him, which is weird.
He wasn't?
No, he was kind of like, I still like him. I hope he lands on his feet. All those type of things. Not like Scalabrine, where they weren't happy with his assistant coaching, so they sent him down to the D-Leagues.
Well, I read that with Scalabrine, Mark Jackson wanted to fire him.
Oh, yeah.
But
Everybody
the uppers
wanted
let
him
him.
gone. He wasn't listening to anybody. He wasn't
Right.
talking to anybody. Like, it was insubordination all around.
Right, yeah, the uppers won't let him do it. Also, it's been reported that Jackson wants Jerry West banned from most practices. Jerry West works with the team.
Yeah.
And now he's saying that's not true at all and that it's a lie and it's disrespectful to make up things like that. But a lot of weird shit amidst the Warriors, especially during the playoffs. But they're not playing like it's a
Didn't
problem.
Jerry West help get Mark Jackson his job? Wasn't that part of his...
Or wasn't
thing?
was Jackson already there when the team got bought?
Jackson's been there 2 years now?
Jerry came in.
I can't recall.
I don't
It's
remember
either
now.
at the same time or the year before, maybe. Jackson got there.
Okay. Yeah, it's very strange either way because it's 2010 when the team got transferred.
Oh, yeah.
Jerry
Ask
West
the
came in.
Lakers and ask the Grizzlies. Do you want Jerry West around? That's a big old yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because look at the Lakers without him. Cup check. How you
Please,
doing?
please don't. Hall of Fame coach Jack Ramsey, or as I wrote on here, Ramey, died on Monday.
Doctor, dude. He's a doctor.
Doctor.
Say that right.
Dr. Ramey.
Yeah. Dr. Ramey.
Dr. Ramey.
And his plaid.
Yeah. The Trailblazers will be wearing commemorative patches.
I like it. It's like it's round
Oh,
like
have you
a
seen
ball.
it?
Yeah, and
I haven't seen
it's a plaid patch. It's like plaided pattern patch.
Oh, okay.
And it says his name on there and the year 77 for the title that the Blazers won.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice little patch.
Oh, there you go.
It's cute.
Very, very cute.
Very
Lovely.
cute.
Lovely.
Yes.
Quite lovely.
Very.
Yes. And then the story that really was started off the show that we played the Adam Silver press conference at the top.
People care about this story anymore.
Yeah, it's over with. The whole Donald Sterling situation. First of all, we played the Adam Silver press conference, or at least a good chunk of it, so you know what that is. I picked out just a small section of the phone call from Donald Sterling in case somehow you haven't heard it yet. Here's just a taste, a sample.
Hopefully it's relevant.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as relevant now that D'Antoni stepped down, but
Yeah.
we'll make it somewhat relevant here.
I saw someone I admire. I admire Magic Johnson.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's made a lot of changes for his community, for the world, for the people, for the minorities. He's helped a lot of people.
Why are you forcing this down my throat? I'm finished talking to you. I have nothing more to say.
And I took a picture with someone I admire.
Good.
And he happens to be black, and I'm sorry.
I think it's nice that you admire him. I know him well, and he should be admired. And I'm just saying that it's too bad you can't admire him privately. And during your entire life, your whole life, admire
So
him.
angry.
Bring him here, feed him, him. I don't care. You can do anything. But don't put him on an Instagram for the world has to see, so they have to call me. And don't bring him into my games, okay?
First of all, I don't know if I'd encourage anybody to fuck Magic Johnson.
No. Adam Carolla made a good joke.
What did he say?
They're like, don't let him. Like, there was like a setup of like, don't let him in you or something about that. And he's like, yeah, you'd have bigger problems than Dallas Sterling at this point if you let him in.
Yeah, it's very true. So, I mean, I don't know if there's much to talk about this. I guess we can tell you how we feel. The ultimate that you heard from Adam Silver was he's been fined $2.5 million. He's been banned from anything NBA related, Clippers, league, whatever.
2.5 is the max.
Yeah, it's the max.
Banned is obviously the max.
Right. He basically threw the max that he can, short of taking away draft picks, which would not help the situation at all.
No, because it would just be fucking up the team that's eventually going to be there. Without Sterling there, he can't control it anyway, so he has nothing to do with it.
Right. And
Other than money.
Yeah. So next he'll call for the other owners to vote to have him kicked out, basically.
Might as well. If you can't control how your money is being spent on your team, should you really own a team at that point?
I guess not. I mean, yeah, I wonder.
It's kind of weird. It's your money.
It's funny.
You have to pay for it.
A lot of people bring up the point of like how racist could he really be because a bunch of black guys. His coach is the highest paid coach in the league, I think.
Yeah,
he is,
and he's
black.
And he was kind of racist against white people when he didn't want to pay. Who's the white 3-point shooter on their team? JJ Redick.
Oh,
he didn't want to pay him a certain amount of money because he's white. So
did he say that?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
This was like a thing last season when they were talking about signing him. When they did sign him, he didn't want to pay him too much money because he was white.
That's funny. I didn't hear that part.
It's pretty logical.
Yeah, I mean, smart. So I mean, so some people are like, well, how racist can he be? But obviously, he is. He's just a businessman, also.
Yeah, he's racist that just knows how to do business well.
Right.
So he can hide it and mask it, or pay people off as much as he wants.
Right. One thing I wanted to bring up, and I guess I won't call his name out, but you were a part of this discussion on Facebook yesterday, as was I.
You don't have to say his name. You can just say Cherub.
Cherub from the Ned Files. Fine, we said it.
Trying to take a moral road on this.
One thing, I was trying to get my point across, which I don't think I was able to do as well over typing. His stance was, freedom of speech, can you really take the guy's business away? I said, you're right. Freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want. I don't care what anybody says. He didn't physically hurt anybody. He didn't even really hurt anybody at all. Mm-hmm. He's just an asshole. So, yes, say whatever you like, and you won't have presses charged against you.
Yeah.
And that's where it stops.
Yeah.
You're not protected at work because he's signed into a league. He bought into and signed into a league that has a code of conduct policy. Yep. And part of that is not saying shit like this, You got to present the league well. And when you don't, consequences happen.
And from what I know, NBA is the biggest on charities, on awareness, on trying to be the forefront of all important and ethical things.
Yeah, they're very big on rights and things like that.
Players are forced to do charity. It's not just like, you have a choice. No, you better get your ass out there if you want to be a basketball player and make millions of dollars.
Well, I mean, NBA was like the first league to really have a lot of black people
and
in
you
it.
see the commercials every game. Here's what this guy did this week.
Yeah. So they're very upfront on that. So I want to say that, yes, freedom of speech does exist, and he should not have charges pressed upon him for saying what he said. And he can feel however he feels, and I, quite frankly, don't give a shit what he does in his personal time.
Yeah, we all have freedom of speech, but there are consequences to stupidity.
Right.
Saying the wrong thing.
Yes. So because he's signed these agreements and bought into a league that has these code of conducts in place, that is why he's being punished.
Billions of dollars.
Right. And then he said, well, I brought up the point of players. I said, and let's say you're right and he shouldn't be forced. Because Mark Cuban says that forcing him out is a slippery slope for other owners.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see where he's coming from.
Talking about. Because it might lead to something simple getting you forced out. But it's not going to happen. That's why there's a vote out.
Right. There's rules and everything. So he said, fine, let's say you're right and he shouldn't be forced out. But then let's look at it from the player standpoint. The Clippers don't have any. They have one white guy.
Yes.
J.J. Redick. The next closest is Blake Griffin, who's half.
But he's redhead, so he's like 3/4.
3/4 white.
That's really white.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he's got freckles.
How are you supposed to show up to work every day as a player?
Yes.
Like that.
And as the white guy on an all-black team, you've got to take a stand.
It's
You're fuck that.
Yeah, I swear I'm with you guys. Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
There's 10 and a half of you and one of me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And, basketball, the culture, even white guys are in that hip-hop.
Choose your words wisely.
Well, no, I'm saying like that whole culture of the streets and stuff like that. Even the white boys come in, and that's who they are. Jason Kidd is, I mean, I know he's half, but
right.
He's big time.
He's gangsta.
It's all that what you grow up with is why you become and strive to be a basketball player. And some of these white guys do the same thing. Yeah, Birdman.
And when I brought up the whole players, and they said, well, they voluntarily signed these contracts. I said, you're right, but they were. If that's the case, then they should be able to sue for fraud because they were sold a false sense of working environment. He said, well, you know, what job has ever been the same way it was when you interviewed? I said, none. I said, things change when you go from interview to actually working there, but I've never been hired at a place and then had my boss tell me that he hates white people or start calling me honky every day.
Exactly.
There's just a difference. It's not right what he's done as far as an NBA standpoint, and you just can't be a part of a league that is dominant. You know, what would you say, 85% black people?
If not more.
If not more, and you just can't be part of a league like that if that's how you feel.
And it has to be the highest ratio of blacks to whites of any sport.
I don't think a baseball owner should be able to hate Cubans. You know?
No.
I mean, that'd be the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is that racist?
Why would you hate a swimmer?
Rough. Anyways, that's all we should talk about. Guys, let us know how you feel. You can twat us or Facebook us, whatever. Tell me if I'm wrong, please. Prove me wrong.
Yeah. I don't know if they can actually do proof of
I guess.
you being wrong.
And then finally, apparently, Sterling was in Barcelona the other day because at a soccer game, a banana was thrown at Dani Alves. They've had a lot of racism in Spain, and apparently this is just them. Oh, he's a monkey or whatever.
Which
kind
is
of thing.
weird. Wasn't he? He wasn't black, was he?
I
think he's
so.
Latino.
So, anyways, a lot of racism going on there. So Danny did the right thing, and he picked it up, peeled it,
and ate it.
took a bite, and then corner kicked.
It was so good.
I thought it was fantastic.
That's awesome. That's the way you fight it.
What else are you going to do? I thought that was great. So, Sterling, stay out of Spain, please.
Seriously.
Come on. Anyways, let's go.
Unless you're going to just abolish soccer, maybe that'll get you back into the NBA.
Ooh,
abolish soccer, and we'll see what happens.
Then they won't like you again.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
Will. Hey, you know what I like? I like Amazon.com.
Oh, yeah, that's how I like my women.
That's
Amazon.
Ooh, hairy. You like them hairy? Yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, get your women that you like so hairy a gift by going over to thecherrytruck.com, clicking on the Amazon banner, and then going to Amazon. Won't cost you anything extra.
Butt plugs.
Just they have butt plugs galore.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I would know.
Yeah.
So I've heard. But yes.
The no-no?
Click on the banner, the no-no, at the bottom of the cherrystrike.com website. Nothing extra. Same grade Amazon. Just kicks a couple of pennies our way. Or make it easy. You can just go to amazon.thecherrystrike.com. There it is. Let's talk about some smaller balls.
Now, there's lots of teams throughout this land, but I'm proud to be a Cubby fan. Believe me, 84 was just the start. We're going to bring a pennant to this park. Hey, I'm a Cub fan.
It's a Cub fan.
And I'm a Bud man.
It's a Bud man. Ooh, Harry.
Holy cow. We'll win the series before we're through. Cub fans is...
Oh, yeah, I got a burp stuck that I really want to push out.
Oh, I hate that.
Wait. Oh, that was not good.
Push it like a taint.
Yeah. Thanks, Jenny. So Jose Abreu has set an April rookie record for RBIs.
Yeah, he broke Pujols' record.
In the words of the great, horrible former host on here, Cub Check, he went off and broke another record.
I chose a hard J there because that's how I like my cocks, crooked.
There you go. Bryce Harper, speaking of crooked, has thumb surgery. and is hopeful for an early July return.
See, this is why I hate baseball so much, even though I love it.
Because they're pussies?
No, because there's so many injuries to the great players.
It seems like they've been really bad the last few years.
Yeah, it's been really bad the more we know about our athletics for some reason. I don't get it. I really don't. You do more stretching now, and you get hurt more.
It's so weird. Are baseball players bigger pussies than they used to be? Or
I think they need DDP yoga.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
As a sponsor.
I know. DDP Yoga would be a great sponsor for us.
Yeah, we're sports.
Yeah, we're sports.
Promote it to the athletes because we know them all.
Yeah, we do. We talk to everybody.
Yeah.
We were at that Adam Silver press conference.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I got the audio. Mm-hmm. How else would I get
I know
it?
Kevin Johnson. He got us in.
Right.
Yeah.
You should cut off all ties. Please.
Once he's in the Hall of Fame, I will.
There you go. Guess that would be never. Robinson Cano gets booed in his return to New York. If you guys want a funny clip to watch, Jimmy Fallon. He was on Fallon the other night, and they set up this box where it was a big picture of Cano in his Mariners outfit, and they brought it into Central Park, and they said, hey, what do you guys think of Cano returning? And, oh, I'm going to boo that guy. Like, yeah? Why don't you look at his picture and boo him? And so they boo, and then they turn around and talk to the reporter. And as they turn around, Robinson Cano walks out and steps in front of his picture. They go, hey, you know what? Just one more good boo for the camera. And they turn around, and there he was.
With his beard now.
With his beard
can
now.
grow one.
And like one guy was like, I don't know. Hey, I don't. That wasn't me or something like
so
that.
Good. Jimmy Fallon's great.
It was great. So look up Jimmy Fallon, Robinson Cano. It was really funny. And then this belongs in baseball because that's what he'll be suspended from. Florida State University QB Jameis Winston, the guy who was raping bitches. Like that.
His name actually is how it looks. James is.
Yeah.
It's the greatest.
So stupid. The guy who was raping... Oh, I did it again. Raping bitches. Stole $32 worth of crab legs from a grocery store.
Come on, man.
And will now be suspended indefinitely throughout the baseball season.
Is that just one fucking leg? Do better than that.
I don't... First of all, yeah.
Do better than that.
That's all you're getting busted for? Make it good.
He's the reason Donald Sterling's racist right there. Oh.
Wow. I don't know how to feel about this because this guy obviously is a troublemaker. This is not his first time in trouble, so I'm like, all right, this guy needs to go. But at the same time, I understand that these guys don't get paid.
Yeah.
And they don't get free food.
And he wants fucking crab legs, man. He's got crabs. He needs some crab legs.
You know, I was going to say, ironic he stole crabs.
Hey, he set the bar high with rape.
Yeah.
Anything else looks great from here.
Or horrible.
Even murder.
Or it looks like pussy shit, yeah. Murder. He can join Hernandez.
Yeah.
So, somebody feed this guy so he stops stealing crab legs.
Yeah, he's hungry, guys.
Apparently. So
Northwestern. Fight for this guy.
Well, they've passed the ruling to where you can now feed your players.
Meal.
I don't know when that takes place though.
I don't either.
That was cute.
Yeah,
and it's kind of between seasons, so I guess they're playing baseball. Are college playing baseball yet? This makes me sound really stupid.
I would think so.
Yeah. So,
but nobody follows college baseball.
That's
because all the great players come out of high school. So
yeah.
Go right to the double.
If you go to college baseball, you're not going to ever play the pros. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, we do have a little voicemail action from your boy Toy.
What's up, bitches?
You've reached the Charity Strike's private sex line.
So leave your name, number, and breast size. We'll be sure to jerk off to you as quickly as possible.
Later, bitches.
Oh, Daddy O's! Haiku Hank here with this episode 187 Haiku. Anyways, first, I want to apologize to Rebound. If it wasn't your fault Jenny left, I am sorry. But if it was, you're fucking dead to me. Anyways, here it goes. Proud needs to get proud. Wait for it, boys. Get a towel. Carano's tits. Oh, Daddy O's. I hope Gina Carano's back in the UFC or in the UFC for the first time. Can't wait to see them tits.
I concur.
I do as well.
I like that.
Well said. How eloquent.
Yeah.
Gina Carano's tits indeed.
So, are you dead to him or not?
No, I'm not. It's not my fault,
once
man.
again.
I said it last week. Not my fault. The Awkward Apocalypse is on a permanent hiatus.
There you go, Hank.
I had to email Radio Food Bar today where we broadcast as well and let them know. I said, if you want to keep playing us, feel free. But It's a good chance it won't be us anymore.
Just put episode 1 back on rotation.
Just call it 51.
Yeah. Just
Or
keep going.
Season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be funny. So, and before we go to break, it's time for the most important part of the show.
Hello, ladies.
Ah, yes. Chick of the day. Taste chick of the day. Her name is Nikki. I'm going to fuck this up. Gudex? It's Nikigudex. She's an Australian mountain biker. And good lord, is she fucking hot.
Of course she's Australian, right?
All the hottest ones are
Tickles your
Australian.
fancy.
Oh, I wish it would tickle something else.
Your pickle?
Yes, my Australian pickle. I'd like to hear her accent. Australian accents are so hot.
Put those earbuds back in, boss.
Exactly. Anyways, so do yourselves a favor. Check out Nikki Gudex, Gudex or Gudex or whatever. You can find her on the old twat box at Nikki_Gudex. There's some good bikini pictures. Just Google around a little bit. You won't be sorry. I might check out Truth of the Day.
That's true.
Never sorry. Neither are you. You're always jerking off on this side of the table
All the time.
Right, especially if it's a dude of the day.
Well, yeah. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm ready.
Would you like a dude of the day?
Yeah. Can we do Dennis Rodman when he's dressed as a chick? Maybe that'll work,
Ooh,
right?
that's like a 2-for-1 combo.
Yeah.
Nice one. Let's do ourselves a favor. What? Let's take ourselves a break. I need more beer. As you can hear, this has just been awful. Let's redo all this.
Redux.
TheCharityStrike.com, Facebook.com/CharityStrike. At the Charity Strike, no E at the end. And I forgot because so confused, so busy with D'Antoni. We got Phil coming on, talk a little NFL draft.
Phil Jackson?
No.
Oh.
Phil from GruntPunch.com.
Oh, my favorite Phil.
Yeah. We got NFL draft. It's next week, I believe.
Yes, next
so,
week.
So he's coming on and talk about
Since
that.
he's only here every 2 weeks, we got to get him on this week.
So we're back with Phil, and I promise to drink more on the break. Right back, everybody.
Hey, this is Chad D. Hart.
This is Jeremy Gordon.
I'm Craig Edwards.
And I'm Jonathan Rosen. We're from the Primetime Podcast. You can find us at theprimetimepodcast.com. We record Mondays, and what do we talk about?
Film, television, entertainment, what we've been watching, lots of rants, lots of explosions. Okay, a little bit of explosions.
More rants than explosions.
Yes.
Sometimes there's explosions.
Metaphorical explosions, sure.
It's all fine until we get hurt. Check us out, primetimepodcast.com.
Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. Visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
Y ahora volvemos a El Golpe de Caridad.
Does that mean we're back? Oh God, I don't know what that means. I just hit a button.
Okay.
Yeah, your question will be unanswered, my friend.
Oh,
I have no idea what the fuck that means. It means Cherry Strike.
Where's that soccer player when we need him?
Go! Yes. Anyways, before we get into some football with Phil from GruntPunch.com, we're going to get into the hockey, the playoff updates. Do you happen to have those?
Oh, I've got those ready.
Fantastic. We don't want to spend too much time because we got Phil coming up.
We got to talk draft.
We got to talk. I'm excited for draft.
Hex yeah. Anyways, we got 3.
Say hex yeah.
Hex yeah. I pluralized that motherfucker.
Great.
Anyways, we've got 3 Game 7s that are going on tonight. I think the Rangers won their series over the Philadelphia Flyers. Took Game 7 2-1 tonight, so they took that series. The Kings and Sharks are all tied up right now. Eva. TikTok.
Ooh,
TikTok.
TikTok, indeed.
It's going to happen. You know it. You got the Sharks. You know they're going to blow it. They've already blown 3 straight games. It's going to make it 4 tonight. The Avalanche and Wild, the other Game 7 going on right now, is tied at 2 at the end of the second period. So that one, it's going to be a doozy, as they'd say in the day. I hope
they would say?
Yeah, I hope the Avalanche move on because I like Patrick Waugh. He's got gumption. So I like that guy.
Okay.
And then the other series... the Bruins took their series over the Red Wings 4-1. Penguins, unfortunately, defeated Phillips Blue Jackets 4-2 in that series. The Canadians swept the Lightning, as we said last week. The Rangers took their series over the Flyers, as I just said. The Ducks 4-2 over the Stars. They finally righted the ship.
Quack,
got
quack.
that series. The Blackhawks defeated the
Blackhawks.
team that Philip thought was going to take it all the way. The St. Louis Blues only won 2 games in that series. And then, like I said, we got 2 series to be determined tonight. Hopefully we can get those to you before the end of the night.
Hopefully so, especially the Kings.
Yes, we will be celebrating.
Especially
again.
I mean, at this point, even if the Kings lose tonight, the Sharks still pulled the Sharks.
Well, wouldn't this go down maybe as the greatest, more funnest show of all time? If the D'Antoni thing happens at the beginning, and then the Kings happen at the end, and we can make fun of Eva once again.
When we get Phil on the line, we have to warn him that if we start screaming like children, like little girls being raped,
it's not because we love hockey.
It's
because we love making fun of Eva.
Yeah, it's because we hate the Sharks. So, anyways, let's move ourselves into some MMA news.
Hit my music. So UFC 172 was on Saturday.
Yes, it was.
And John Jones successfully defended his light heavyweight title, I think, for the 7th time. Remarkable streak going on. He defeated Glover Teixeira.
He was streaking?
Oh, yeah.
I missed
big
it?
black guy.
That's
Donald
racist.
Sterling, that's the real reason. Donald Sterling's intimidated by the big black guy. We have figured it out.
That makes sense.
Yep. He defeated Glover Teixeira 50-45 across the board. He won every single round. The first round is really what did it. He kicked Glover Teixeira in the right arm early in the round, and then he put this wrenching motion on the arm. Like he hooked the arm and then wrenched it. And if you know Glover Teixeira, he's a right-handed power puncher, and he relies on that right hand, and he couldn't throw it the same way the rest of the night. And he was put out of his game the rest of the night.
Jeez.
So John Jones, beautiful, masterful fight. If you want to see a guy just systematically take a guy apart who's very talented, John Jones did it that night.
Let me ask you this. Wasn't it Jones that did not want to fight Teixeira?
No, they're trying to say he doesn't want to fight Gustafsson.
No, but I mean like a year ago.
No, it's Gustafsson should have got an automatic
refused to fight Teixeira. Who was that? I thought it was Jones.
Maybe there was like is he going to refuse to fight Glover Teixeira thing going on. But he ended up taking the fight. So
I mean, this was like before this fight was ever scheduled, though.
I think it was Gustafsson.
Okay. it was. I don't know if it was Jones or not. It was someone with Teixeira.
Oh, no, it wasn't. Yeah, you're right. It was. It's another light heavyweight, but I can't remember.
But it
who
wasn't
was.
Jones.
No, it was someone that we like to make fun of anyways for being a pussy. So it made all the sense in the world.
Never mind then.
But so that happened, and John Jones will have to defend his title once again against Alexander Gustafsson, the Swede, who's the rightful number 1 contender. He has proven himself over and over again. Almost beat John Jones in their first fight, so who better to get another fight against him? But an up-and-comer light heavyweight, Anthony Johnson, who used to fight at welterweight, would never make weight because he was way too big for the division. He had defeated Phil Davis in a surprising fashion, won a 30-27 decision. Didn't let Phil Davis do any of his wrestling stuff, and kept it on the feet. Almost knocked him out a few times, battered him on the feet. And Phil Davis, a tough guy, did not look very good in that fight. I see you got cringing over there. You got some weird news going on?
No, just some tech stuff.
Oh, okay. We'll move on then.
Yes.
Tech stuff like as in the show's fucking up?
Nope.
Okay.
Just as in Gears fucking up.
Damn it.
Yeah. We're all good.
Anyways, middleweight bouts. Luke Rockhold's our favorite porn star named fighter.
Yes.
Like I say. He shows us why he's our favorite. He went out and beat Tim Bosch via Kimura in the first round. He actually broke his toe, I believe, defending a takedown. He defended a takedown on Bosch and then caught Bosch in an inverted triangle and then set up a Kimura from there. So Bosch was in trouble from the very beginning. Rockhold won. Jim Miller, proven why he's a great fighter, wins via guillotine choke round 1 3/18. And then Joseph Benavidez at flyweight defeated Tim Elliott via guillotine choke as well in that first round. So great night of fights, UFC 172. Moving on. Big Nog, we reported a few weeks ago that he said he wasn't done. He said he's going to have, I've got some updates. He is going to have ACL surgery and wants to make a comeback. Rumor has it he wants to fight Frank Mir again. Yes. The Frank Mir that not only knocked him out in their first fight, but broke his arm in half in their second fight.
Okay, but Frank Mir nowadays?
Well, he technically was beating up on Frank Mir in the second fight before Frank Mir broke his arm.
True.
So he can beat Frank Mir, but do you want to take the chances of a guy who's broken your arm?
Mir looks like shit nowadays.
Oh, he does. That TRT is not working on that guy.
Nope. Total runtime.
Yeah. And then finally, we've got some rape in MMA.
Ooh.
Yeah, Cristiano Oliveira, head instructor at Gracie Barra in Yakima, Washington. Yakima, Washington. I said it wrong, even though I know what it is.
It's all the same.
He apparently was raping a student between the ages of 14 and 16. That was her age at the time of the over 100 times she was raped by this guy. And I guess the way they got him to admit his guilt is that they brought her in to the police station and had him sit face to face with her. And he finally broke down and said, okay, I did it. Because he couldn't deny it any longer.
Are we talking over 100 forceful rapes or over 100
I think
she's underage and you've had sex with her?
Forms of intimidation to get her to have sex with him.
Because, I mean, that many times sounds like they entered into an agreement of sorts and then he made her mad or told her to fuck off at some point.
I think she just felt intimidated and it was one
Not
of those
that I'm defending
situations
rape.
Right, no, I think it was just one of those situations. She just was a person who was too weak to... He was a predator on her. It was the Jerry Sandusky thing with those boys.
I guess usually you just don't get over 100 times of a forceful rape.
Usually.
That's usually kept to a minimum.
The fact that she was able to stand in front of him and he broke down and admitted to raping her says a lot. So.
Very interesting.
Because it could have just been statutory. He could have just said, no, it was consensual.
Right.
But obviously it wasn't. So, and he admitted to it.
I really was hoping it had something to do with Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate in the same room together, but I guess not.
That's a different type of rape.
Yeah.
That's
fantasy rape.
TCS rape right there. So you know how I like to end it on high notes? There you go. That's the fighting news.
There we go.
Okay, I'm done.
Special. All right, we got Phil joining us. Before we bring Phil in, of course, we got to hit our fancy music.
It's football nomenclature for when a quarterback is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, joining us live on our super fancy and very expensive Skype line, Phil from gruntpunch.com. Phil, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good, guys. It's cold and rainy here in Ohio.
Oh, my God. It is about 93 degrees right now.
God. Yeah, I think we're looking at low 50s right now, and it's pissing rain.
We do have wind, though, so I'd rather have the rain at this point.
I would, too, yeah. I hate wind. It's so shit.
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, the rain, it's making everything green, makes it feel like spring. It ain't too bad.
That's true.
Yeah, we're just drying out with the fucking dry wind.
With our drought.
I got in my car at 5 o'clock today, 97 degrees on my little thermometer there.
Holy shit.
Jesus Christ. Assholes. The lot of you.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about good things. Let's talk about the NFL draft.
Well, there's a lot going on, a lot of movement these last couple weeks. I posted a mock draft back on, when was that? Probably about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, a while ago. Yeah. You're fucking fancy over there.
And yeah, I know it. I did a full 7 rounds. I get crazy into the NFL draft. I start watching. I mean, I watch a lot of college games during the season too, but even before the Super Bowl, I'm watching player film. I've probably scouted about 300 players.
Jesus.
And there's so many smoke screens going into the draft. It's hard to stick to your convictions. There's a lot of guys I really liked going in, and a bad pro day workout here or there, and so many NFL GMs and scouts, they'll leak stuff out to the media because they want them to say, a lot of teams are high on this guy, hoping somebody will pick him or let somebody else fall to them or something like that. So there's so many smoke screens. You kind of got to be careful.
Yeah, it's true. Now, you had Jadeveon Clowney going number 1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
a couple weeks ago. Is he still your number 1?
Well, I actually had Johnny Manziel.
Oh, you did have Johnny Football. That's right.
Yeah, and it's a difficult situation because in mock drafts you don't like to trade. I am really thinking St. Louis is going to trade out of that number 2 spot. They don't need a defensive end, but if Clowney's on the board, I don't know how they pass him up. But like I said, that's prime trade bait there at number 2.
Yeah, especially since they're, for some reason, still behind Bradford, even though he breaks every bone in his body every single game.
Yeah. I think Bradford's fragile. And going in the NFC West, going up against pass rush with the Seahawks and 49ers, the Rams, I think, need to draft a big guy that can stand up to an NFC pass rush. A guy I really like, his stock's been rising in the last couple weeks, but I've liked him all along is Zach Mettenberger from LSU. He had a phenomenal year last year up until he tore his ACL. He had over 3,000 yards. His efficiency has gotten better. His touchdown to interception ratio has gotten better. His main knock is that he's not really intellectual. His field vision might be lacking, but
which is weird for an offensive lineman. They're usually the smartest player on the field.
Yeah. Well, you can't coach size, and you can't coach arm strength. And Zach Mettenberger's prototypical NFL quarterback. He's 6'5", 230 pounds. But he's got the injury history. He's got the torn ACL versus Arkansas last November. He's not mobile at all. He's very average athletically. But like I said, he has got a rocket arm. He's tall. He can see the field. And I think he's the type of quarterback that could go late first round, early second round that I could see sit in a year if he goes to a good situation like Denver possibly, where he could sit a year behind a guy like Peyton Manning. He could really benefit from that.
Yeah, Peyton Manning, the type of guy that will teach him, unlike Brett Favre did with Aaron Rodgers. So that's a good guy to get behind.
Yeah, hopefully you don't think there'd be jealousy issues like that. I know Favre, he didn't want to have anything to do with Rodgers because he's there to take his job, But
all he wanted to do was whip his dick out and take pictures of it.
Yeah, and send it to Hispanic chicks, right?
Who else would you send it to?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rams, if they can drop down and still get a lineman, because I think they should get a lineman. They've had a series of quarterbacks who haven't really shown their stuff because of injuries. Mark Bolger looked to be an up-and-coming great quarterback when he took over for Kurt Warner. His injuries just killed him, and now it's the same thing with Sam Bradford over again.
Yeah, I don't think Rams fans would ever think that the day would come where they longed for Trent Green.
Yeah, but then again, without him getting injured as well, Kurt Warner's the only guy that survived that offensive line apparently.
Right, yeah. Well, the Rams are in a really good spot. They've got a good roster. Jake Long, their left tackle, suffered a pretty bad injury last year, ACL injury, and he's actually torn his ACL, or I'm not sure if it's his ACL, but I know he's torn ligaments in both knees. So they're a little shaky on his return. I mean, he's going to be back at some point next year, but they don't know what level he's going to be playing at. They re-signed Roger Saffold. He's been good for them. But like you said, they're in a good spot in the draft, too. They got that second overall pick that they are likely to trade out of. And there you got the number 13th pick, too. That second overall is the one they got from Washington. Yeah, Washington traded for RG3. So they've got two high picks in this draft. At 13, a guy like Taylor Lewan from Michigan could be sitting there. And I don't think he'll slip that far, but there could be Jake Matthews sitting there as well. You never know.
And a Matthews is always a good lineman.
Yeah, talk about bloodline, man. That guy's got pedigree.
Yep.
Been a lot of Matthews in the NFL.
So is your NFL team the Bengals or the Browns?
I'm a Bengals fan.
Bengals. Okay. So who do you hope they take in the first round, and who do you think they're gonna take in the first round?
Well, the Bengals are in a team that's in another good spot as well, kind of like the Rams. They're one of the deepest teams in the NFL. The biggest question on the team is quarterback with Andy Dalton.
Yeah, they got a Tony Romo for quarterback.
Exactly. Yeah, and I actually wrote an article quite a while back about Andy Dalton being the Tony Romo 2.0 because if you look at his stats, and I kind of matriculated his stats out over an average like 12-year season or 12-season career. And he would end up like fifth all-time in yards, third all-time in touchdowns. He's actually, people hate on Andy Dalton, but he's actually not a bad quarterback. And his stats may be inflated a little bit because he's got guys like A.J. Green and Jermaine Gresham and now Tyler Eifert. But he gets the ball to his receivers. He does what he's supposed to do. The only thing he hasn't done is win in the postseason.
Yeah, they hate on him the same way they hate on Tony Romo or even Peyton Manning to an extent. Peyton Manning's so good in the regular season, you expect him to win the Super Bowl every year, but he blows it sometimes or a lot of times in the big games.
Well, that's what it's all about. I'm not rooting for my team to win 11 games every year. I'm rooting for him to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
I'm in the camp, I believe, in the minority as well. The Bengals should sign him up and keep him for a few more years. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. He's played 3 years, and I think he's going to keep progressing. So with their pick, I'd like to see him go defense side of the ball, probably secondary. They're aging back there. Leon Hall's had 2 Achilles injuries. Terrence Newman's 35. Adam Jones is 31. They could definitely use some youth back there.
Yeah, and this is a deep draft for cornerbacks as well. And a lot of teams need them. Niners for sure need a cornerback.
Yes.
It is a deep draft for corners, and there's going to be a few going there late in the first round. The top corner on the board that I have is Justin Gilbert. I think he is going to be a lockdown Darrelle Revis, Richard Sherman type of defensive back. I think he is top 10 material. If he gets past the Lions at 10, I'll be baffled. But
yeah, I'll be bad for the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that. I've seen a few mocks that have him going in different directions.
Well, you never know. The Lions may go with another receiver at 10.
Yeah. Well, now that they signed Golden Tate, I don't think they'll do that, but it still is a possibility. But yeah, Matt Millen's gone, so I think they're done with their little receiver stint.
Yeah, you would think a defensive guy wouldn't have made those mistakes, but it's Matt Millen.
What was it, like 4 straight years they took a receiver with their top?
And they finally hit with Calvin Johnson. Like, all right, finally.
Titus Young worked out.
Yeah.
Not Titus O'Neil.
Sorry.
Titus Young, the guy that got arrested last year for all this shit.
Yes.
Arrested like 8 times, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the first round, there's going to be a lot of cornerbacks, a lot of teams looking for cornerbacks. I think the Bengals, I liked him taking Bradley Roby at that number 24 spot, but Roby recently, just a couple days ago, got arrested for suspicion of DUI. He blew 10 times under the legal limit, but they thought he was high on something else, so they arrested him, took him into the station, and he ended up having somebody come pick him up, so he got home. But he did get charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and a lot of people think that might hurt his draft stock a little bit. I don't think it will. I mean, is there anybody in the NFL that hadn't gotten a DUI at this point?
I think it's a requirement.
Right.
Yeah, might as well get it done before you get to the NFL.
Yeah, right. And I mean, they're kids. I think every kid should do drugs. It's good for you.
And he doesn't have his draft money yet. He doesn't have a chauffeur yet.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't give him that excuse.
Yeah, plus Phil's got a point. You know, you're young. Now's when you do drugs. Not when you're like 74 and you're some kid's grandpa.
Yeah. You gotta, I can't blame these 20-year-old, 21-year-old kids for, they're in college. Come on, crying out loud. You learn a lot of valuable life lessons on drugs.
And let's be honest, he was probably smoking weed, and I don't understand why the different sports organizations have such a strong stance on weed. It is definitely not performance enhancing.
Yeah, if anything, it's performance deterring, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so, if a team wants to selectively, punish someone for doing that, that's fine. That's up to the team policy. But I don't get why the league comes down so hard on weed when all it does is slow your shit down and make you not hurt so bad.
The only thing I heard it does is it can act as an anti-inflammatory, but then again, so can any type of protein shake you're taking help break down your muscles.
Well, don't smoke, but we're going to give you these highly addictive narcotics to take instead.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. I'm not a marijuana smoker by any means, but I'm all for people being allowed to do whatever they want. And in the NFL, especially in a league where your body takes such a pounding, Ryan Clark got a lot of publicity in the offseason because he came out and said, a lot of players smoke because they don't want to get addicted to the painkillers like so many have.
Yeah.
I'm all in agreement for that.
Yeah, I don't see what the problem is.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's because the tobacco companies ruined weed for everybody back in the 1920s. Fucking assholes. They did. They made hemp illegal because it was going to take over the market, so they lobbied for marijuana to be illegal, even though it's better than tobacco.
Just about any substance you put in you.
It's better than tobacco, that's true.
So,
oh, wait, football. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Maybe when Roger Goodell gets replaced, they'll do something about that. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get off our high horses over here, though.
All right. Another big talking point this week among scouts and analysts, and again, you can only take so much of this to be truth because you don't know what's a smokescreen and what's not. A.J. McCarron came out and said that he's been told by several teams that he's going to be picked between 16 and 32 or 16 and 35, which I think is pretty close to impossible.
Quite the range.
If anything, I think that's probably his agent telling him to go out and say that, so it boosts his value publicly. But I don't think any team is looking for him in late first round. I think he's a late second at the highest. I I think he's got bust written all over him. I don't think he'll ever be a starter in the NFL. I'm not sold on him. Watching his tape, yeah, he's made a couple nice throws here and there, but he had a lot of talent around him at Alabama. They say he's got a winning pedigree, but come on, I mean, I could win at Alabama.
Yeah, that's true. Unless he goes to Houston early in the second, which might be a good fit if they take Clowney with the first pick. McCarron may do well because I believe their new coach is a quarterback guru up there.
Yeah, Bill O'Brien, he likes quarterbacks. He's very, very good with quarterbacks. If Houston's going to take a quarterback, I think they're going to go 1 overall, either with Manziel or Bortles. I think it should be Manziel. I think he's number 1 overall material.
And worst case scenario, he sells a bunch of tickets for you.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a
Tim
Texas
Tebow.
kid. Yeah, he's a Texas kid. I think it's a great fit for him. A lot of people don't think they're not sold on Manziel. As far as football tools are concerned, on-field performance, he's got the whole package.
Oh, he does.
The only issue with him is the off-the-field stuff, the publicity. He's kind of got that Tim Tebow characteristic as far as that goes.
Yeah, but the difference is that he knows how to play to it, where Tim Tebow didn't realize he's not that good.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. But, you want to talk about like a diva mentality or having those diva traits. I think A.J. McCarron is way worse than Johnny Manziel. He's got a reality show now with Catherine Webb, and he's just, I don't know, he's constantly in the news saying dumb things.
Has horrible tattoos. Let's mention that.
What are his tattoos? I don't know about these.
Just look it up, A.J. McCarron's tattoos.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. All right. But, yeah, there's a lot of good quarterbacks on the board. Some people think A.J. McCarron's stock's rising. I disagree. One quarterback whose stock is rising is Derek Carr. Another guy I've really liked all along. He's been kind of slated as a late first-round guy. I think he could probably go as high as number 4 to the Browns. In my mock, I had him going to the Browns at 26, but he's NFL material. He's got decent size. He's not the 6'5" type of Peyton Manning prototypical size, but he's 6'2". He's big enough to play in the NFL. He's got a great arm. He's incredibly accurate. He's been a starter 3 years at Fresno State, put up a lot of good numbers there. His touchdown to interception ratios are through the roof. It is a passing offense, so they're a little bit skewed, but you know what? I like to go by the eye test. I watch him play. He's got great form, a quick release. He's in my opinion, one of the most pro-ready quarterbacks in this draft.
Exactly. And worst case scenario with that guy, maybe he'll break his brother's sacks record,
Well, yeah, it depends where he goes. And, again, with quarterbacks, it kind of all depends on the situation.
Cleveland, as a quarterback in the draft, you want to land in Cleveland, I would say, at this point.
Well, I don't know. Some people think Cleveland's cursed. I don't know.
With Josh throwing to Josh Gordon, though, look how good he made the Cleveland quarterbacks look last year.
Yeah, if you can make Brandon Weeden look good, then you are pretty impressive.
Yeah, 3 straight 200-yard games. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, Josh Gordon's a freak. Cleveland has quietly put together a pretty good roster.
Yeah.
They just don't know what to do with it.
I've got a lot of buddies out here that are big Cleveland fans, and they think they got their quarterback already in Brian Hoyer because he went 3-0 when he started last year before he tore his ACL. But, how many times in the NFL have you seen a veteran guy come in, play well because teams don't have any tape on him? They've never scouted this guy. He comes in, he plays well for one season, gets a contract or gets an extension or something, and he sucks. It happens every year. You have a backup that does that.
Yep, not only that. Let's also put into perspective, Jason Campbell had some great games for the Cleveland Browns last year, and he's no world beater.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think if Cleveland could get a quarterback, and you have in this league, you have to have a franchise quarterback. You're not going to win with Jason Campbell. You're not going to win with Brian Hoyer.
Or at least a quarterback that's clutch in the most important parts of the game, like Roethlisberger or even Flacco in the playoffs. He puts it together.
Right. Yeah, those are two guys that, to use your term, world beaters. They're not world beaters, but like you said, they come up big in the clutch. They can make the plays. They're smart guys with big arms, and that's exactly what Carr is. He's a really smart guy. He's got a big arm, and he has all the tools to be a franchise quarterback.
For sure.
Well, speaking of tools, I don't know where I was going with that. Anybody else we should keep our eye on here before we say bye-bye?
Well, let me give you guys a couple sleepers. I've got two guys sort of from small schools that I think are going to be phenomenal NFL talents that not a lot of people are looking at. One guy, this is a name to remember, Terrence West. He's a running back from Towson. He broke the FCS rushing record last year. He had over 2,500 rushing yards and 42 touchdowns.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible. He couldn't get into a Division I school because of his SAT scores, but this guy, right? He's got all the tools. He's got vision, great size. I think he's about 5'10", 215, 220. He's quick in and out of cuts. He hits the hole quick. I look for him to be probably maybe a late third, early fourth round pick. He could slip a little bit farther than that, but a team that needs a running back, he's a definite good pickup.
And if history's to be looked at for this, LaDainian Tomlinson came out of TCU, a very small school at that time, and he is probably the top 5 running back of all time.
I agree. Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson, man, he pretty much put TCU on the map.
Well, and you know that LT's good because the Chargers got rid of him. If he wasn't good, they would have kept him.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they hung on to Phillip Rivers so long.
Exactly.
Yeah. Garbage.
Can't make the Breeze mistake.
Now they'll hang on to Manti Te'o for a while.
Hey, there you go. Okay, so the other guy I got, the other small school stud I have is a guy by the name of Jordan Tripp. He's an outside linebacker from Montana. And I heard of this guy a while back. Somebody mentioned him as a possible sleeper in the draft, so I started scouting him a little bit. And this kid is a freaking stud. He is going to be a beast of an outside linebacker. He reminds me a lot of Luke Kuechly from Carolina. Great size, great speed. He'll fit perfect as a 4-3 outside linebacker. Some people think he can play inside in a 3-4 as well. But yeah, he's another guy I think probably mid-third round to mid-fourth round range. If I were an NFL GM, I would be taking him probably mid to late second round. I think he's got that much talent. But we'll see where he goes. But definitely remember that name, Jordan Tripp. I think he's going to have a lot of big impact here at the next level.
Excellent. Hey, let's go out on a high note real quick for you. The Kings just took a 2-1 lead on the Sharks. So,
did they?
Yeah, so we're keeping the countdown going. They've got all the momentum. They're going to win this game. Yeah. Eva, TikTok. Yeah. We might extend this show until the game's over.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've got to stick to my prediction. I had LA in 7 on my official when I filled out my bracket, my official predictions. I had the Kings in 7. So,
and you're a genius. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it looks like you're going to stick to it. You guys can check out Phil in all of his super, fancy writing. This guy writes such good articles, and he actually has a day job too. I don't.
And he drives forever to get there too.
I know. The CharityStrike.com would look like his webpage if we had time and no jobs. But he's got both. He's got a job and no time. And so writes all these articles. So go to gruntpunch.com. Check out all his sports stories. And Phil, thank you, sir, for being way smarter than us when it comes to college football.
Hey, thanks a lot for having me on, guys. 1 week till draft time.
I know. I'm going to be I'll probably be TiVoing that because I'll fast forward through most of it.
Oh, man, I love – this is like my favorite day of the year. It's like Christmas to me. I could watch the draft all day, every day.
It'll help you get over those NHL playoff blues.
Yeah, that's
Pun
true.
intended.
I can't get too sad over the Blue Jackets. They put up a good fight. Pittsburgh's one of the best teams in the league. And to steal one in Pittsburgh and then get their first ever franchise win at home, it was a pretty good year for them. Disappointing we didn't go farther, but – I got to be proud of them guys.
Fair enough.
Definitely.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. You have a good one.
All right. Talk to you next time.
Bye.
We got a few more. Once again, gruntpunch.com and at gruntpunch99 on Twitter.
And people, we're not just putting it out there because he comes on the show. He really does put out some quality work. It's high quality stuff.
It's one of those things where people have asked me like, hey, why don't you guys have a lot of news on the website? It's like, because I have a job.
Yeah.
If the charity strike was paying me, if this was turning a big profit, all I would do would be sports.
Not only that, I have no fun writing serious stories, so it would have to be comedy stories the whole time.
I have to work for The Onion or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually we got a voicemail while we were on the phone with Phil.
Oh, snap.
Let's see what this is
all
here.
Right.
See if it'll play for us. Maybe.
What's up, bitches?
Oh, of course.
Hey, why don't you assholes answer your phone whenever I call?
If you listen to the show, you know why.
Like a lot of people I know.
It's because he's
Anyway,
gone.
just wanted to call and say congratulations. The Lakers finally did something right, or Anthony did something right. So we're celebrating. We're down here in L.A. and rioting and burning cars and raping women or men, whatever our choice is.
Because it's Wednesday.
And just having a great time.
Nothing to do with Dan.
Sorry I can't be on the show, but a little busy down here. So anyway, anybody's got George Carl's number? I thought maybe we'd give him a call. Anyway, you guys have a great show, and answer your phone, assholes. Later, bitches.
You know what's funny is I get transcriptions of the voice. Not only is it way off, it totally skipped the asshole altogether. It said, answer your phone later. Didn't say asshole or bitches.
So, let me ask then. Yeah. Since his was so bad of a transcription, is he Haiku Hank?
Maybe that's
you.
who
They only
Haiku
had the
Hank
two
is.
bad transcriptions. So.
That's true. Quickly, let's get through the rest of the little bit of football news that we have. The Seahawks have extended Earl Thomas to a 4-year, $40 million deal, $10 million a year for Earl Thomas, as I stutter.
Deserved, but now they're losing a lot of precious salary cap space to sign other guys they're going to have to be signing within the next couple of years. So, but Earl Thomas is the type of guy you want to sign. Sherman's probably going to be next. Keep their core players there. Russell Wilson's going to get paid.
Yeah.
His wife won't see any of that.
Not a cent. You know what's funny? I was getting my oil change the other day, and this guy was like, oh, I see you have a 49ers thing on your license plate. Is that an accident? I was like, fuck no, it's not an accident. First of all, it turns out he was a Raiders fan.
Oh, what does he have to say? We
Exactly.
still won more titles.
Yeah, come back to me when you guys can cross the bay without being
we're on the
shamed.
clean side of the bay, too.
Exactly. And then he started talking about Russell Wilson being just a great all-around person, not necessarily a quarterback, but a person. I said, yeah, and he's a smart guy, too. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, he's divorcing his wife before he resigns. He's like, what? I didn't know he was getting totally shocked, this guy.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, then he didn't listen to our show, and you should have given him our business card. We have those, right?
We do.
Oh, okay.
And, I didn't have me on me, unfortunately.
Oh, God.
That
Ran
was my
out,
fault.
huh?
That was,
we are popular.
I do hand them out. By hand them out, I mean throw them.
Oh.
I just go places and make it rain business cards.
I use mine as a cum rag.
Yeah, they're very absorbent.
Yeah. I don't know how it got that way.
I don't know. It works, though. The Eagles have broken their silence in the whole Deshaun Jackson release, speaking of cum rag. And they say that the decision was purely football-related and not anything to do with the gang.
Yeah, he's too good for our team, so we got rid of him.
That's exactly
He's the type of player you want in that type of offense. He's a runner. He's thin, can run for days, and Chip Kelly likes to run that 2-minute offense at all times.
Right.
So you'd think he'd be the right fit.
One would think so.
But apparently they like the racists on their team, Riley Cooper. I wonder if they're going to sign Donald Sterling to be their new owner.
I was going to say new offensive line or something. Maybe. Titus Young
probably won't move very well. So,
yeah.
So one spot he can tan.
Titus Young, who we mentioned earlier, he's in the hospital.
Hurrah?
Yeah, not Titus O'Neil.
Okay.
Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah.
You know what I loved about Titus Young, though, real quick, is that even after all that, he thought he was too good for the Lions after everything. Not
Right.
that they were too good for him.
Right. He was supposed to start trial. He's in the hospital now but they won't say what he's in there for, but they say it's a common medical issue. He's receiving
being
treatment.
high?
Probably. John Williams, I like this guy. He's a fan. He's suing the NFL for $50 million over the whole San Francisco ticket blackout situation.
I don't blame him.
I like this.
Bullshit.
I like that there's a guy with enough money to sue the NFL. If you guys don't remember, when the Seahawks 49ers playoff tickets went on sale, they blacked out anyone in California and Nevada. I mean, I think they only allowed, I think it was like Alaska, Washington, Oregon.
And Vancouver?
And, yeah, certain parts of Canada. Yeah, certain parts of Canada. Those are the only people that are allowed to buy if you're, California,
Via
Nevada.
credit card.
Right. Anywhere else, you couldn't buy with your credit card. They would check that. And he's suing, and I like that.
I do, too. He said, I've been a fan of the Niners since the 70s. I told myself if they beat the Carolina Panthers, I'm going to go to Seattle and watch that game. And he was denied that. He was denied his right as an American to buy a ticket to watch his football team, the most American thing you can fucking do.
It's okay. But he's claiming consumer fraud, and I like this. And I hope he wins. Fuck you, Roger Goodell, and allowing this to happen.
I agree. He's a great man.
He's a real American. A true patriot.
The new mascot for the Terry Strike is John Williams.
Let's find out what this guy looks like.
Such an American name.
By the way, I looked at that McCarron guy you guys were talking about. His tattoos. Holy shit. The Saints owner Tom Benson has donated $5 million to Steve Gleason's ALS Foundation.
So he's not racist against ALS people?
I don't think that's a race.
Oh, what?
But it's just a handicap.
Sure?
Yes.
Isn't Lou Gehrig a race?
No. No, sorry. If that's the case, my grandpa was a part of that race.
My grandpa too. Well, that's
Really?
weird. 'Cause it's a very rare disease.
Wow, that is very weird.
My great grandpa.
Let's touch dicks now.
All right.
Okay, in celebration.
Yeah.
And then finally, the College Football Playoff Committee trying to figure out a plan for the playoffs.
Yeah, like should
How
let's say
do we do it?
UCLA, let's say they get a number 1 or 2 seed, they should play in LA. Or if Alabama does, LSU in New Orleans, stuff like that, which is smart because you will sell more tickets if you got home teams. They being a number 1 or 2 seed, they're the highest seeds and deserve to be at home for that game, and it should be treated like a professional sport, meaning players should get paid and have meals.
Right.
Northwestern, get on it.
Yeah, go Union.
Yeah. This is the only time a union is necessary. When there is no union,
This is literally the only time I've ever wanted a union.
When there's no union yet, a union is necessary.
And then once they get it, they fuck things up.
Once the union's there, they become unnecessary.
And then they fuck things up.
Yes.
Before we end the show, let's see if we can get Midlife on the phone.
Oh, okay.
We're over at the time, but I figure
let's give him
some
air time.
Yes, and he'll have a lot to say about this Dan D'Antoni, this Mike D'Antoni situation. Okay, we are calling. Let's see if he picks up. This is compelling pod.
Indeed.
Poor live listeners.
So great. How you doing?
Oh, well, got a boner.
Oh, yeah. Pop one?
Yep.
What's up, bitches?
Hey, you picked up. What's happening?
What's going on?
Well, we we're running out of time, but I thought of all people that need to be on the show on a day like today, we needed to talk to you.
Yes, this is a happy day indeed. As Magic said, this is a new beginning, a happy day in Lakerville.
That was the best tweet Magic has ever tweeted.
Yeah, one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So
he had some pretty good ones last weekend, but anyway, we won't talk about that. We're talking about D'Antoni.
No. All the fans really want to know, let me set this up for you. How happy are you that the Seahawks signed Earl Thomas to a 4-year deal? Come on. Tell us now.
Oh, that's even happier. Who the hell is that?
Oh, sorry. What about D'Antoni?
No, I'm just kidding. The Seahawks signed who?
Nobody important. It's the Seahawks.
So back to Antoni for you.
Well, here's the interesting thing that I literally just now thought of. His brother, Dan D'Antoni, or D'Antoni, did the smart thing and jumped ship. He saw this coming.
Mm-hmm.
He got the fuck out of there and went and signed with Marshall and got himself a head coaching spot. And Mike D'Antoni's left to float downriver.
Brother, you're going to lose me a job. I'm going to get me another.
Right.
So maybe he's going to be Dan's assistant now.
Ooh, that'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
I hope so. Dan plays a little
he
defense.
could be their defensive coach.
Mike could?
Yeah. He's
dear.
so awesome at the defense.
Yeah.
I am round.
No, actually, the inside story, I know what actually really happened, and Jeannie was kind of, as sly as she is, they had a little meeting with her. Her and Mike had a meeting today, and as they're leaving, they're walking down the steps, and she said, "Mike, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm just stepping down." She goes, "Oh, he said it, he's stepping down."
You heard it here first.
Well, now that Donald Sterling conversation was recorded, everyone's using that to her advantage. So Jeannie just had her thumb on the record button waiting. As soon as he said, "I'm just stepping down," she hit record.
Yeah, he's like, "Wait, what happened? What's going on?"
Oh, it's been great working with you. Bye.
I do have to ask you guys as Laker fans though, if Magic Johnson buys the Clippers, which he'd probably be at the forefront, especially since he was the name involved in the whole racist thing. How disappointed will you guys be knowing that your greatest player or most famous player is now the owner of the Clippers?
Go Clippers.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they should change their name, right?
From
the Clippers. It's
to
already
Magic?
It's already stupid. Yeah, just steal the name.
To the HIV.
Well, Dave Dameshek came up with a good name, and I like it. Hollywood Knights.
No, that's what the Lakers call their stupid white jerseys. Or black jerseys.
Yeah,
they're black jerseys.
Oh, that's stupid.
And I hate that. So
no.
They should change it to Hollywood, though. I agree with Dave Dameshek there. Instead of being LA, just call yourself Hollywood.
I think just to be a dick to Donald Sterling, they should change the name to the South Compton Clippers. That'd be great. The South Compton 40s.
The Hollywood NWAs. You know what NWA
the rap group?
For? Yeah, you know what it stands for.
I do.
Yeah.
Or how about like the Compton NAACP chapter?
There we go.
There we go. Hand out all the Lifetime Achievement Awards you want.
In parentheses, we have stripped you from one Lifetime Achievement Award. You still have your other.
Yeah. So, anyways, great news for us
the
Laker fans.
NAACP chapter that gives people trophies that are racist.
Yeah, they already gave him one.
Right.
So
yeah, they're
stupid.
going to give him another one until all this hit the fan.
You know, one thing I forgot to mention earlier when we were talking about this story was, I don't know if you guys watched their press conference, but talk about setting your own movement back. The guy, the president of the LA chapter, was probably the most unintelligent person I've ever seen give a press conference. Completely unintelligent. Started yelling at reporters. When he came out, he said one question per reporter, and then one person said his question, and he asked, and he just started to respond to the guy's response, I guess.
He's just an NWA man.
And he started yelling at him. He's like, I said one question. It was like, whoa.
Ace Ventura? Nice hair dye job?
Say what?
Was that the guy with the nice hair dye job?
Yeah, well, I like the guy behind him. First of all the guys behind him were in T-shirts. But one of the guys behind him, as they walked out before the press conference actually started, he walked over to one of the reporters who happened to be of the black race that Donald Sterling loves so much. He's like, what's up, brother? What's happening, my friend? Like, they just started going off and getting all jivey with
like
it.
70s.
It was,
Black
well, he was a
Panther.
little older. It was hilarious. He got so jive. I started thinking of Airplane.
Yeah.
I ain't no jive, turkey.
Kareem.
Yeah, and I was just cracking. I was like, man, way to be as unprofessional as possible. Like, what's next? You just gonna whip your dick out and be like, this is why we're awesome?
Yeah.
Might as well.
I listened to part of that press conference, but I had to stop listening because after a while I was starting to think, maybe Sterling was right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but did the main guy just come off as the most unintelligent person ever?
Oh yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, not only did he almost set him back, but I mean, look at their name. They got to change their name. The National Association of Colored People. They're not supposed to call them that anymore.
Right. If I were to be like, hey, look, there's a colored person over there, I'd probably be shot by that colored person.
Yeah, they'd call you a racist or whatever.
Yeah, I'd be forced to sell my team.
Not only that, where are the
So
Asians
charity
and Mexicans? Their color.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, that's all we need. So, but yes, he was very unintelligent and started yelling at reporters. And it was just, what are you doing for yourselves over here, people? What are you doing, people?
Really.
That's right.
So, all right.
They didn't seem to have their shit together anyway.
No, I mean, they've already given Donald Sterling one award. And his excuse for the fact they almost gave him another award was, well, it wasn't my fault. The past president wanted to do it. Well, obviously you can cancel it because you're canceling it right now.
Yeah.
So when you stepped in the office, why don't you say, fuck no?
Yeah, strip him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the money. I mean, he was donating money, I think, is the reason why they gave him some stupid award. And then all of a sudden, all this came out and they go, oh, well, I guess we can't give him the award now because we look kind of bad.
Right. It's fucking ridiculous.
He is an enigma. The fact that, like...
What'd you call him?
An enigma.
Oh.
the fact in the middle of that conversation, she's like, but Magic's done great things. And he's like, yes, he has done great things and he should be upheld to that. Then he starts yelling at her for being in public with him.
Yeah, it was weird. The one thing I was going to bring up, I remember now. The NAACP, obviously they have money. How about they spend just a few of those pennies on hiring someone like Magic Johnson to do all their speaking for them?
True. Or donate it to Amazon on behalf of Charity Strike.
Yeah, or just go to charitystrike.com and click on the Amazon banner. Either way would be just fine.
We like all colors.
Yeah. Yeah, we like all races. In fact, we realize that black people are superior.
Yes.
Especially in the athletics.
Absolutely.
And the cock and fields.
And I'll say and in the pants. So midlife we had to have you on because of the great D'Antoni news, but we're way over time, so now we're gonna cut you off like the asshole that you are.
Well, that's what I deserve.
Yeah, pretty much.
Calling, trying to interrupt Phil from Grunt Punch. Yeah, God forbid I do that.
Well, he's smarter than all of us put together. So.
Well, that's true. I mean, he knows more about hockey than I'll ever care to know.
Yeah. Than I'll ever read about. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have fun, drink the night away in celebration, and just because it's a regular Wednesday.
Oh yeah, this is the most happiest day in years. So. We're going to celebrate.
There you go, Mazel Tov.
You hear that horn honk? See, we're celebrating already.
There it is. Go back to tipping over your cars.
Yeah, I'm going to get right back to that. And a couple of outhouses on here.
Oh, perfect.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for calling me back.
All right, later.
All right, later, bitches.
Even gets the bitches in. But, well, let me correct. He doesn't get the bitches. He just gets the
bitches in.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We are way past being out of time, so let's end this shiz right about meow. I will hit the music. That means we're ending the shiz right about meow.
Zach Greinke 5-0.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Nice.
And Avalanche.
Oh, Sharks. How are the Sharks looking?
It's end of second period. Kings are still leading.
All right.
And Avalanche lead 4-3 with 5 minutes to go in that game.
All right.
Over the Wild.
We know we'll be twatting about the Kings.
That's right.
When they win, we'll be twatting all about it. So at the Charity Strike, thecharitystrike.com, facebook.com/thecharitystrike. That's the place to get a hold of us. And 805-493. I said it too fast. 805-419-3679 is the number if you want to call, and we'll make fun of you like we did with Midlife. Yeah, pretty much. Thanks again to Phil from gruntpunch.com at gruntpunch99. That's all for us. On that note, good night, everybody.
Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah!